Hello class. In this video I'm going to talk about the color dodge and burn tool. They're little things that can add slight effects to a lot of your drawing, which again, even if you're using a photo renderer, full rendering for your house, these still could be useful tricks for the house or any other element. You sort of have to apply it by ear. Now if your tools are collapsed like mine, you're going to have this potentially three buttons that you need to load up here. And you can find them just clicking and holding to pull up more. And I'm talking right now about the dodge, the burn, and the sponge tool. Dodge is just going to slightly lighten things, burn is going to slightly darken things, and sponge is going to like desaturate them. And the reason why that we're going to use that is because we did things like the siding and the brick, especially the siding. It's very sort of plain. It doesn't like real texture. It has some more variation into it. And also we can capture edges and highlight architectural edges, highlight lighting, and do other things. So just by playing and just sort of having a good eye. So what I want you to do to practice is I want you to go down to your siding layer. Again, if you need trouble finding it, go to your move tool, right click. It'll come up in a list and you can select it. Now what I'm going to do is just in case I don't want to like destroy my siding and you might make a mistake. So when I'm using dodge and burn tools, I like to duplicate my layers just so I can have a backup. And we'll see why this is useful too. So I'm actually going to go to my burn tool, which is going to darken things. And I want to select it on sort of a fuzzy round brush. Again, your size might be vary depending on your drawing. I'm just going to click and hold and go around the edges of this form. You can see slightly darkened it. Now if I click and let go and click again, I might be overdoing it, but it darkens it a little bit more, right? And maybe I can come down right here. So just give it some textural quality to it. I might do the same for this mass back here, right? And if I feel like, oh, you know what, I've made my color burn too dark, no problem. I'm just going to go to my layer since it's a separate layer, and I have a copy of the non version right here. I'm going to turn my transparency down to just give it a little bit of texture to it the way I want to. And I might do that in continuing. Maybe for the brick, for example, I'm going to duplicate my brick layer and do some work on the brick. But maybe in this case, what I'm going to do is I'll use the dodge tool, which lightens things rather than darkens things. So I'll come here, round fuzzy brush, and maybe the center points, I'll just sort of lighten the faces a little bit like that. In fact, even just lightening probably one face to give this 3D form against this side, right? So now it starts to give that a little bit of more of a 3D form, which is a useful tool. So I can do the same thing over here. I can just sort of sketching in a lighter side face just so that help the shade and shadow out a little bit on this drawing. The more you click, the more it happens. If you click too much, again, play with transparency as needed. Um, just like that. Other places you might consider doing it is maybe the glass is reflecting a little bit, so maybe you want a bright spot on the glass. Maybe the darker color wants to have some highlight down here to highlight the edges. Just subtle things can really add to the drawing. But it doesn't just have to be building. I think that's what I'll do because everyone's drawings is going to be different, but maybe it's trees or a person gets a little bit brightness on the corner to help with the lighting. If I come up to man, and say, well, you know what I want his head to be a little bit brighter to match the lighting quality. I can go ahead and do that. And just that little bit of work can go a long way in your drawing. You do have to think about it, but it's worth doing and taking the time just to do those tweaks. So I think that's a fun tool. They're great in photoreal drawings. It's really useful in non-photoreal stuff. That we'll get to later in the semester. But give that a go. Again, if it doesn't make your drawing better, just undo it and don't do it at all or retry to see if you can get it to work. So with that, I'll end this video. Thanks for watching.